Remember in my previous video, I've talked about how so many professionals could move to Ireland and register with CORU and be able to practice here, right? So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the documentation proper. I've already talked about these things, but when I went back to watch the video, I noticed that when I was talking about the documentation, the video was a little bit all over the place, which is why I have dedicated this video to only talk about the supporting documents you need to apply. So if you are in any of the listed profession and you want to move to Ireland, get your registration, get your license, and continue to practice here, these are the documents that you need. You only need these documents, and this document is something, they are all something that you can get from the comfort of your home or from you going to the relevant bodies to get all of them. Listen carefully, pick up your biro, pick up your pen, write them down as I list them so you do not miss any of them out. Also, do not forget, I am currently coaching people who wants to register with CORU. So if you are interested, if you are not somebody that is a DIY person, you need somebody that will hold you step by step all through the process, I am just an email away. Check the description box of this video, send me an email, I will send you my account details, and then you make the payment. Now listen to the documentation proper. I'm going to take it very slow to make sure that I explain it in detail for you to understand. Now, there are documents that are mandatory and there are documents that are not so mandatory, but I am going to take all of them because even when they say document is optional, it is still needed. Remember, it is the bulk of you being able to prove that you are good to be registered, that you are qualified to become these professionals in Ireland is on you. Whichever documentation you provide to CORU is what they will use to judge your qualification in your professional practice. I hope you get that point. Now, the first and the most important document, of course, is your passport. This is for you to prove identity, certified copy of proof of identity. This is your current passport, the data page of your passport. Remember, I said go get your pen. I'm going to give you 2 seconds. Go get your pen, get your biro, so you write all of them down. 2 seconds. 1, 2. Let's start again. Certified copy of proof of identity. That is the data page of your passport, the current data page of your passport. You have to certify this and you will upload it on the portal. Okay, this document is mandatory. Of course, they need to know who you are. Okay, next is certified copy of evidence of name change if applicable. Now, we all know that name change is mostly applicable to females who were maidens and then they've gotten married and then they've done change of name. But sometimes it could also be applicable to males who probably they feel like they are not comfortable with their names and they've changed their names. So if anything has happened to your name, you need to have evidence of the change of name. This could be because of marriage, so you need to provide documents, or you have something like marriage certificate, your court affidavit, and this is an optional document because it's not something that is applicable to everybody. So if applicable to you, get the evidence proper. Next, certified copy of certificate qualifications awarded. This certificate must be certified by an approved certifier or stamped by your university and uploaded to your portal. It is mandatory. It has to be certified. Watch till the end of this video. I will let you know the difference between verification and certification of documents. Certified copy of official transcript. Certified copy of official transcript. This is mandatory and you have to upload it on your portal. Certified description of course content. Provide a detailed syllabus handbook including all course modules, subject descriptions, and details of practical placement. This can be certified by an approved certifier, and this document is mandatory. So if you have your handbook, your syllabus, your curriculum, however it is called in your facility, you are going to get this certified and upload it. It is mandatory. Next, certified evidence of eligible to practice. Now, this is usually a registration body or a ministry. So the eligibility to practice, the evidence is from your registration body. Let's say, for instance, you're a dietitian. So the name of the board that is regulating your practice as a dietitian, the people who gave you the license to practice, they are the ones to give you this document that you are eligible to practice. Certified copies of certificate transcript for other qualifications. So let's say after you finish maybe your first degree in medical laboratory scientist, you've gone up to do maybe your postgraduate, your master's, your PhD, whichever thing or any other certificate course, you have to provide all of them if it is applicable to you. So this is optional. So you certify it and then you upload. If you get, let me explain that again. If after your first degree you've gone up to do like your PGD, PGD or masters, so you need to also get the transcript of that qualification, the curriculum, and the certificate, and also upload. There is a space on the portal you're going to add additional qualification, and then you upload. Remember, if you have this, please don't forget to do it, because it is going to boost, it is going to seriously boost your recognition process, because it shows that you have a lot of qualifications. Okay, next, verification by educational institution. Obtain verification of your qualifications, modules, and syllabus from your educational institution, including course details, placement details, and research projects. This is mandatory. So there is a verification form on the portal that you're going to download and take to your school. Then your school will fill out all of these things. I take that again. Verification by educational institution. There is a form on the website, on your portal, when you create your account, that you're going to download and take to your educational institution, your school, and then they will fill and verify your qualification. Next is verification by competent authority. Competent authority could be your registration, it could be your ministry, it depends on your country. In countries like Ghana, I think majorly everything is run by a ministry and in conjunction with the registration board, so you know best. In countries like Nigeria, it is run mostly by the registration bodies, so you get them to get you the verification that you are a registered professional in your field and that you have no standing, you have no bad, you have a good standing with them. That's mandatory. Next is verification by employer. So you need to show that after you have started, you have finished your qualification, you have started working. This is optional and it is only if relevant. It is not compulsory. So there is a verification form that you will download from the website on your portal and take to your employer for them to verify your employment if applicable. This is optional. So if you've not worked since you started, since you've graduated, there is no problem. Okay, because there is no problem, because they are not the ones that will give you job. It is the job of an employer to now decide if they want somebody with an experience or not. But for the registration body, all they need is your qualification. So whether you started working or not is not really their problem. Okay, now certified CPD, this is optional, but this will help your application a lot. There's what we call CPD, continuous professional development. After you have finished your school, if you've gone ahead to do seminars, to attend seminars, workshops, symposiums that has to do with your field, and you, at the end of the day, you get what is called certificate of participation. Please gather all of them and certify them. Scan them in a single file. There is a space to upload it, and you will upload them. Okay. Next, statutory declaration signed under oath. There is a form you're going to download. At the end of your application, there is a place you're going to do this declaration, but there is also statutory declaration and form on CORU website that you will download, and then you tick that you have agreed to all of those things. So it shows something that all the documentation that you've brought is true to the best of your knowledge. You have declared everything about your health. You've declared everything about you. If you have any criminal convictions, you've declared about everything. If you have any previous conviction, all of those stuff, you will see them on that form when you download it. Then you're going to do this in front of a commissioner for oath or in front of a notary public, because you're going to sign this document under oath. It is a very serious document. Make sure you do not lie, because if you lie, the honesty is one thing that is one of the values of any professional. So if you lie when gathering your documentation, you know it might come back to haunt you in the nearest future, and I'm sure you do not want that. Okay. Consent to background checks. This is mandatory as well. Complete the consent section for background checks to allow the registration body to verify your information. Complete in the relevant section of the application form. So when you're doing, there is a space for all of that you're going to do. Background checks is like criminal checks, what is it called, police clearance. Here in Ireland they call it gather vetting. You're going to do all of that. So you give consent for them to vet you for anything that they need to know about. Next, certified translation into English. So for those that are watching me who did not study in a country that English is their language of instruction, so some of your qualifications, transcript, certificate, or any of the document at all is not in English, you have to translate it to either English or Irish. Okay, and then you submit it. This is mandatory if it is applicable to you, but it's not for everybody. Next is completed and signed e-vetting form. This form is available on the portal that you're going to download as well. So you sign and fill all of the spaces there and submit to them. When they get it, they are going to initiate the gather vetting process for you, and then you receive your email. So let me just briefly explain what gather vetting is. Gather vetting is the same thing as police clearance we have back home in Nigeria and in some other countries. But gather vetting is a little bit more detailed. It's not like it's a little bit more detailed, but they just need so many informations that you need to feel like the address you have ever lived since you were born. If you are 40 years or 50 years old, since you were born, every place you've ever lived. And if you've lived outside your home country for more than 12 months, for more than 1 year, you need to do police clearance for that place. Let's say some people are born in Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe, Zambia, right? And they have maybe at some point in their life went to UK to study, and they were there for like 2 years before they went back home. They went to Italy, they went to Portugal, they've stayed there for a while, and then they go back home. You need to declare all those addresses on that form, because they will have to verify any. And you also need to get the police clearance of any, which is the next document now, certified copy of certificate of criminal clearance for all of the countries that you have stayed. So you must give us one for each country outside of Ireland where you live for 1 year and 1 day or longer from the age of 18. So from when you clocked 18 years, if you've lived in any country for more than 1 year and 1 day, you must get a police clearance from that country, or whatever the name is in that country. This is optional because it's not for everybody, but if you have ever lived, it would be mandatory for you. So take note. Scans of two passport size photograph, very important, and it's mandatory. Evidence of competence in English or Irish language, this is mandatory. So they have a range of ways that you can prove if you are able to speak English or not. Stay tuned to the rest of this video. I'm going to explain that in details as well. And then you have to pay the 510 euro application fee. This is mandatory. If you do not pay this and submit your application, they are not going to do anything about it. It's when you make this payment, that's when they will start attending to your application. I hope you are clear with all the documentation. That is literally everything that you need. So I just said let me take my time and talk about it in details here, because it wasn't really well arranged in my previous, I think, 3 videos that I have made about CORU registration. Now, I promised to talk about the difference between certification and verification. So what is certification? Certified copies are copies of original documents that have been formally checked and stamped by an approved certifier. And who are the approved certifier? 1, a practicing solicitor. In Nigeria, we call them lawyers. So a lawyer can do it for you. A commissioner for oath, a peace commissioner, a notary public, or a member of an Gada Shinkona. Gada Shinkona is the police. So here in Ireland, they are known as Gada Shinkona. That's the police. But if you are outside of Ireland, I would say preferably used commissioner for oath or the notary public. Those two are the popular ones. You can use a lawyer as well, but the commissioner for oath is cheaper. Notary public is very expensive, but it could be cheap if they are your friends, because all those money goes into their pocket. It's their professional fee, so they can charge whatever thing they want. So that is what certification is. And what are they going to do? So they will see your document. So you bring the original copy of your document like this, right? You photocopy it and give it to them. They look at the photocopy, look at the original document, and then say that I certify that this certificate is the same copy as the original, signed before me, so person, to the right, their name, contact details, their address, their profession. So if it's a notary public or commissioner for oath, their name, contact details, and the address where they are located. All those details must be there for that certification to be valid. Okay, and then what is verification? The verification process means having the information provided in your application confirmed by a third party. Remember when I mentioned that verification of your employment by your employer, verification of your qualification by your school, verification of your eligible to practice by your competent authority or registration body. So those are verification. So how to verify document? When you fill out the online application, you will provide details about your qualification and relevant experiences, right? You will then need to download the verification forms from the application page. These documents, which include the information from your application, must be confirmed by the relevant organization, which will be like the school, employer, or competent authority. You must send these to the relevant organization. The organization will then sign and stamp the document to verify them. You must then upload this signed and stamped document as part of your application. So if you have watched up to this point, I am sure that you have taken note. I told you to use your pen and paper to write them, because your ability to gather your document accordingly save you the stress of having to gather to answer queries day by day. Remember, if you do wrong documentation, it is after 7 weeks that CORU meets with the members of relevant bodies to discuss any application. That is when your registration body here, you then reach out to CORU, and then CORU will reach out to you. So if you have any problem, it will take 7 weeks. So if you are at the beginning of the 7 weeks, you know you have problem. But if you are like maybe 1 week to when they will gather, good luck for you. So go through this video again and make sure that you gather your documents accordingly. Please note, if your profession is not regulated in the country where you qualify, you must provide proof of professional employment in the profession for a minimum of 1 year in the previous 10 years. The proof of professional employment will need to be verified by your employer. Let me explain what that means. Let's say you studied in Nigeria, right? And you got your qualification in Nigeria. But then you are practicing in, like, say, Ghana. And then Ghana does not have a regulatory body of that your profession. But they are verified from Nigerian board that you are registered. So they employed you. So now your employer in Ghana will need to verify that this is you are legit. That's just the ABC of what that means. I hope you have been able to understand what documents you need to gather, and then you gather them accordingly. If you still have questions, if you are still confused, leave your thoughts in the comments, leave your concerns in the comments, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and share my videos to many people. Watch them to the end, watch all the ads. It's just a way of telling me thank you and encouraging me to do more videos like this. And I will see you all in my next video.